I've worked as a doctor for 10 years, and for 7 of those years, I've also been a mother. And I believe that being a mum and profoundly improved my capabilities as a doctor and has improved my career. And in this video, I want us to discuss just how it's done that. So if you're a parent, you'll know that having kids has the ability to turn your life upside down, rearrange it, and literally throw a bomb on what you had perfectly designed beforehand. And that's not a bad thing. I want to share how I've drawn out the positives of balancing both, and I feel like it's given me the power to actually thrive in my career and thrive in the home. So if you yourself are a parent who's struggling to do both, let's focus on the positives and see how the positives of doing both, of stretching ourselves, is actually going to give us more fuel to thrive and not just survive. So the first thing I'd say is time management. Like pre-motherhood, I was time rich. My wealth was measured in time. If you can think back to what you were doing every evening between 6 and 9 p.m. before you had kids, I'm gonna give you a minute. Like, could you even quantify what you would do? Whereas now, it's the pickup, the homework, the cooking, the cleaning, the bedtime routine, and then they go to sleep, and then you have the energy to do a few bits around the house, right? But before the kids, you would literally just laissez-faire through your evenings. Now let's reflect on that and see how powerful it is that you could literally blitz through all those activities within the space of 2.5 hours and still have time to unwind for yourself. And sometimes we focus on the tired, like the fatigue, 100% there, not ignoring it. But that fatigue or focusing on the fatigue just makes you more tired, right? Whereas actually sometimes when I feel that power, I'm like, yeah, I can do this. If I can get that much done in 2.5 hours, imagine what I can get done with a whole day. And if you think about it in the workplace as well, I know that I need to get into work, finish a certain amount of work, do bits of my portfolio at work as well, so that I'm doing minimal things at home. So I'm not necessarily just, if I've got an hour off, just gonna relax and do nothing. I'm gonna make use of that time so that I'm kind of buying myself time back, right? And I think that's important. Specifically within my role in obstetrics and gynecology, I feel like being a mother has given me compassion and empathy that I may not have had or completely or fully realized had I not gone through the pregnancy journey myself. I reflect on my own postpartum period, which I found quite tough. And I will make videos about that era of my life at some point. But when I see patients going through something similar, I try and relate to them on a human level and not just a doctor level, in the sense that you're like, don't worry, this will pass. Don't worry, it'll get better. Or make sure you're looking after yourself even amongst this time. Because the hormones, the way they hit you after a baby's born, that 4th trimester is real. So I find that I really bring that into my career. I also really bring it into the sensitivities around delivery, because again, that's a really tough time. And sometimes having gone through it yourself allows you to really reflect and resonate with other people. Being a woman, I think as well, just helps me in my career because my patients are women, and I feel like I identify with them and I give them snippets within their lives, within their parenting. And even actually if I see them in the gynae clinic and it's not related to having kids, but how their gynae conditions will affect their careers and their lives and things like that. And that's such a passion project for me. Please check out Nayara Health, which I'll link down below. But also, when you are a parent, you will note that your kids will get sick from time to time. And when you have sickness with children, you again, as a doctor, I'm on the other side, I'm playing the patient, right? And I really appreciate when a doctor is nice, when they go take the extra mile, when they listen, and all these things just reiterate to me how much I need to do that for someone else's journey. Not saying it's not taught at med school, but we are all human, and sometimes you do need to see a situation from both sides, and I do think that has really helped me in my career. Resilient. I cannot explain fully how powerful it is to be a mum who has had to be up half the night looking after their newborn or their 15-month-old or their 2-year-old with the temperature, go into the workplace the next day and kill it. Fully focus on the task at hand and perform. I have gone into 12.5-hour shifts after 4 hours sleep. Is it healthy? Hell no. But the ability that I've had to be there for my patients, to be there for my teammates and to be there for myself, like showing up and showing that I'm able to do that, just gives me power to believe that I'm capable of so much more. And it's really easy, again, to focus on the fatigue of it all, but actually focus on the action, focus on the output. And for me, knowing that I can and have done that in various parts of my life has just proven to me how great I am at my job. The resilience that's required to do both pays off dividends in my workplace because I am resilient in the workplace. I'm not necessarily fazed by bad behavior or by an increase in workload because I know that I have done hard stuff before, and it's given me the confidence to go forth in my career and do better. It's also taught me managing stress. Working is stressful, parenting is stressful, adulting is stressful. And this is an area that I'm still very much new in and working towards. That when you're go, like yes, we can focus on the power that being resilient is giving us, managing our time efficiency, blitzing through our to-do list, right? You can focus on the power of that. But actually we're human, and if we don't rest and we don't take time out, we will burn out, right? So we need to find ways in which we can manage that stress. And often I think the best way to do it is to lean into your ability to be time efficient and create boundaries, right? So I'm not going to work on these evenings. I'm not going to work after this amount of time. My weekends are literally for leaning into fun and freedom with the kids, right? So you could do things that create boundaries that mean that when you are in like your super efficient mode and your super resilient mode, you know that you're going to have downtime, you know you're going to have break points, so that you can adequately manage the stress that comes with managing both things. And so that's something I'm really leaning into, and I will be honing over the next 6 to 12 months or so, making sure that I have at least a day a month where I do nothing but give myself back the energy, right? So rest, recover, self-care, do something that really just fills my soul and fills me up with the energy and the fuel to keep going and doing all these other things, right? And I think as well, doing that makes you better in the workplace, makes you a better mum, but also makes you a better you. And that's ultimately the goal. The ultimate goal is for me, Remy, to be great. And as I am great, I am performing these things at the best of my capabilities. And lastly, this is another area that I've grown in the last year, is asking for help. Delegating, asking for help in the workplace and at home. It is not a sign of weakness. In the workplace, right, I work as a senior registrar, so I will often have a junior registrar and an SHO, or maybe 2 SHOs, right? So I may have 2 to 3 people working under me. And my default is to just do it myself. Like literally, I find it so easy to just get on with it. But over the last year, I've like, can't be doing that. Girlie, you can't be doing that. If there's something that needs to be done and I know that my junior can do it, then they can do it. I'm not saying take the piss and do nothing, but like delegate appropriately, because actually, even though you can do it and you can probably do it better, why waste your energy when someone else can do it, right? So I find that especially in the workplace, I'm very quick to delegate now because I cannot be doing everybody's jobs for them. Similarly, in the home, I am learning to delegate. I delegate to the kids where appropriate. I delegate to my husband where appropriate. And I ask for help from my sisters, from my mother-in-law, from my mum where appropriate, right? I employ help where appropriate. Because again, just because I can do it all doesn't mean I need to do it all. And actually recognizing that has been powerful for me, has been a source of reclaiming my time, because again, I get no reward from burning out just because I got everything done, when I could just delegate, ask for help, lean on the support systems that I have around me and thrive. Because again, that's the goal. Thriving is the goal. So I want you to consider this video in the context of your own careers. For me, my career as a doctor and as a mother are very much intertwined, and I feel that the two of them bring out the power and the energy within me. And I feel that when I focus on the power objects of it, or if I focus on the things that give me power, then it boosts me to carry on going. If I focus on the fatigue, the stress, the burnout that comes with it, I lean into that sort of draining energy as well. So consider where you're at in your career. Reflect on what your life is like as a mother, as a parent, and how that has improved your career. And let me know in the comments below. Like, I've covered time management, resilience, stress, asking for help, and empathy within the context of medicine. But I want to know, within your own context, how has being a parent improved your career, improved your life, improved your prospects out of the home? Yeah, let me know in the comments below. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I'm sorry if I've ranted or I've gotten too excited. These are like passion topics for me, but I will catch you hopefully in my next video. Peace.